trying to get some last minute school shopping done.
I hear that.
Hey, Pop, I'm an absentee father. All I do is spend money.
I tell you, my old age, I've learned that's the best thing to do for me. It's the easiest. That way you don't get the wrong thing, you know.
And look, we giving Lisa something to talk about. I mean, we may not want to say that too loud. That's gonna be a topic for the next show, goddammit.
I need him to say that again. He said he find it easy.
That's the easiest thing. Spend money, get the hell out of the way.
That's what I do.
Hey, look, Pop. I think Jackie needs to take a note out of your book.
Hey, that's what I do. I spend money. That's all. That's what I do. Spend goddamn money. That's all she wants.
There you go.
Send me the money and get on out the way, nigga.
There you go. Cause I don't know what y'all want today, and I don't want to get the wrong thing. And I know myself. I'm picky. You know, I tell people, my family know, like when my Christmas, my birthday, y'all give me money, and I don't mean no damn gift cards either. They give me a damn gift card. I never use gift cards. You put some cash in that card, all right?
That part.
I don't want to be embarrassed. I can't be embarrassed as a register with cash. I can be embarrassed that card don't work.
There you go. And I can take that cash pretty much anywhere.
Right.
All right, guys. So y'all ready to get into this thing then?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me go ahead, baby. You said, was that you, Alicia?
Nah, that was me. I'm curious to hear what you got to say about this one. So I'm waiting for you today.
Okay. You loaded, brother, loaded for bear. He ready. Okay. All right, let me do this little brief introduction here. Hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of DNA Hardwired, common sense turned upside down. My name is Pop, and with me are my co-hosts, Jackie, Aaron, and Alicia. Rachel, she can't make it today. On our last episode, we began looking at some other podcasters and some of what I call some crazy and racist takes on black people and irony and all. Yeah, man. That's the way I see them. And the bad part about it is they black people talking racist stuff about black people. Anyway, that's the way I see it. but I know my fellow.
Take right there, now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm about to say. That's a
very interesting take right there, now.
So right off, y'all know that we got some differences of opinion so far. We ain't even got into this thing yet, but that's okay. Yeah, I know. Last week, we were talking about Charlie Kirk, and we were trying to figure out, the brother gone now, but we still talking about him, trying to figure out whether or not he was racist or not. The brother gone. I don't know why he's still a topic of conversation, but that's how we roll. But anyway,
he was divisive.
What was that again, brother? What was that again?
He was divisive.
That is true. That is very true. But it gave us an opportunity to discuss race, I think, and different people's takes on race and racism. So I think that's a good thing. And as usual, we didn't really get through everything. We never do. But we always cover a lot, and I think it's always informative. And then I keep telling you folks, Brother Jackie, that boy, he know how to stir some stuff up. He's the one who be sending us these videos and getting us going back and forth. So we're going to continue with that. He sent the latest video he sent was one dealing with what was this guy saying, Jackie? What was he talking about?
Dr. Claude Anderson. He's the author of the book Powernomics. But he said we are not progressing.
Oh yeah,
we are not progressing. We are not progressing.
Now, when you say we, who we talking about? Who we talking about?
Black people.
Black people, yeah, black people.
Black people.
Yeah. And so, I really didn't check on his background. What is this? Do you know what his background is? He's author.
He
I
was
think
over. He's an author, but he was over. I think Department of Education for Florida, for the state of Florida.
I got you.
I'm
Okay.
looking.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So we're gonna talk a little bit about this video and some of the things that that he said on the on the video. Now I'd like to do something before we get into this thing. So I'd like for us to go ahead. You say something, Alicia?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm mute my phone. I was just telling my son he was going around.
Okay. All right. So a couple of ground rules, right? First, we're basically talking about black people, or are we allowed to bring in other races? Are we focusing on black folks, or are we allowed to bring in other races? And the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes you guys get on me because I bring in for point of references. I'll sometimes bring in other races and stuff, and y'all jump on me. But then y'all get to do it. I don't understand that. So let's establish this ground rule from the beginning. Are we going to bring in other races, or are we going to specifically talk about black folk?
Because we're talking about Claude Anderson. I think. Well, my thing is why I don't like bringing in other races, because it dilutes our effort. What we need to do, it dilutes it.
Now,
I don't care what other races are doing. We need to focus on what we need to do.
okay. So
It's like,
go ahead, brother.
like
Keep going.
in a relationship, like in a marriage. My efforts, I have to focus on what I'm doing. I don't care about what my wife is doing. What am I doing and how am I responding? That's what I got control over. And a lot of people can't do that because we don't like our feet being held to the fire. So before I can go in and talk about what the white race is doing, what the Asians are doing, all this right here, I don't care about them. What are we doing over here to make our situation better?
Okay, brother, and what you saying sounds good, but I just want to make sure that that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be talking about black folk. Y'all not gonna be talking about, well, white folk, because this brother here, he mentioned white folks, and I'll get to that point where he said we can something about at one time we had everything white folks had or something like that. So I don't want to do that unless it's agreed beforehand that all of us can do that if we're gonna do that. So we're gonna stick with black people, right?
I'm perfectly fine either way, but I don't. The limit in that particular context was him saying that, simply put, we had our own and we lost our own. So if we're having that conversation in context and we're going to leave out other nationalities, I'm all good with it.
See, I'm good either way. I'm like you. I'm good either way. But we all need to agree that we're good either way. If I bring up a comparison, after you guys done brought up a comparison, it's okay. But if I bring up a comparison, now we move the goalposts. No. So that's all I wanted to do. So Jackie says we're gonna stick with black. Go ahead, brother.
You can't get on here and sound like a victim now. That's not what we're doing. I don't need you to sound like a victim.
Now, I am a victim. I think
look.
I think it's senior abuse. But that's okay.
Well, you know what? From your generation, you used to be discriminated against. So you used to feel right at home there.
You're right, brother. you are right. Maybe that's why I'm feeling this. Maybe that's why I'm feeling so sensitive too. So I acknowledge I'm feeling a little sensitive. Okay, so we agree though. We'll go with what Jackie said. But let's do this. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 45 minutes. We'll try. Yeah. We'll try to just limit it to black folk. We'll try. But if we slip up and need to or whatever, we'll go ahead and do that. All right. Second thing. Are we talking about? Because I'm going by what my interpretation of what the doctor said. So I could be off. All right. But second. Now, are we talking about blacks haven't made any progress in any area, or are there specific areas we want to talk about?
I think we should just go with the flow on number two because we're talking about the overall progress of black people as a collective.
Okay, sounds good, and I agree with that. Okay, and my last thing is we I think long time ago when we started this podcast we talked about being as intellectually honest as we can be. So
Okay.
could we at least try to make a effort to do that? And basically, what I'm saying is, if one of us, whoever it is, make a fair point, if there's a fair point made, can we at least acknowledge that that is a fair point?
I thought we do that anyway.
No, we don't. I told you,
Oh, here we go.
y'all been abusing me. Y'all don't give me credit.
Hey, Pop,
Yeah.
we give you more credit than you think. We give you credit more. We give you more credit than what you think.
All right. Well, that's good.
We just don't let you get away with that moving the goalpost.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that all sounds good. So to set this thing up, I think I mentioned Brother Jackie. He sent this up. I call him a podcaster, but he's more than a podcaster. But this gentleman named Dr. Claude Anderson, and he says in this video that for the last 25, 30 years or so, I guess, he's been telling blacks that they aren't progressing. Other than him saying blacks, other than him, he said that blacks used to own theaters, bus companies, cab companies. I'm not sure what he's talking about. As far as what we lost and we no longer have. I really didn't hear him explain also why we no longer own these businesses or have these businesses. So let me ask you this question, so we can start. How many of you agree with the statement we aren't progressing as black people? And if you could, each one of you would take a chance, take a turn. If you believe that we aren't progressing, just tell me why you think we aren't. So we'll start you, Brother Jackie.
Well, I think there's a couple areas. Number one, but the one I'm talking about, we have smaller networks today overall than the previous generation. We lost ground in the sense of network, in the sense of community, in the sense of our impact. We are spenders. We're not savers. We're not creating anything that's sustaining today. Even though we own more businesses than we did before.
Hold up, Brother Jackie. Hold up, Brother Jackie. Somebody in the background, if you could, go ahead and mute for a minute until you come on, because we're getting some background noise. Go ahead, Brother Jackie.
I said, even though we have more businesses number-wise than the previous generation, we're not moving the needle in our community. In the sense of, from the standpoint of net worth, what legacies are we building and leaving? We don't have that. So financially, we've lost ground, 100%.
Okay. So it seems like one of your main points is it doesn't appear as though we're progressing as a black folk in the area of overall net worth. I think I heard you say that.
Correct.
That's
exactly what I said.
Yeah. You believe that the previous generation. We won't go too far back. We'll just go with what you said. You said in comparison to the previous generation, the present generation, the net worth is less.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Net worth, natural, access, literally resources, the things that make up community, in particular land ownership. It's no doubt we own less as a community today than we did 150 years ago.
Okay, so one thing there, Brother Aaron, so we're going to take this one at a time. One of the things you had mentioned was land ownership. So we have less, as a black community, black race, we have less land ownership than, say, in the previous generations, right? Is that what you're saying?
I absolutely agree
Okay.
with that. I don't have evidence to back that up, but absolutely.
Yeah, I don't
have
either.
the evidence in front of me to back that.
I don't either. I had I have my assistant here. She's looking this up. So she found it says, and I don't even know what it's going to say. So when it come out my mouth, that's what it's saying. It says black households' wealth in the United States has grown over time through a wide, though a wide racial gap persists. Based on Federal Reserve and census data, median black family net worth was roughly 27. We might as well say 28 because it's saying 27.9, but it was roughly 28,000 in 2019, and in 2022 it was 45,000. All right, that was net worth from 2019 to 2022. It shows that is grown. And then it says while total black wealth reached approximately 5.7 trillion by recent estimates. So that statement about black wealth, it's increasing. It's not stagnant. It's not going back. Okay, it's increasing. That's what the facts are saying here. Now we'll look up the land ownership thing. But I'll tell you guys something. Let me share this with you guys, and I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and finish. But you know, I keep telling you guys I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I was talking to my sister today in Pittsburgh, and she wants to come on this show. But brothers, sister, I cannot have my sister on this show. I just can't do it. But anyway, so so she said she probably gonna hear this podcast and then she gonna be mad at me. But it's the truth, okay? So I asked her. I told her. I said, hey, we're going to be talking about this guy who says that black folk haven't made that much progress. Matter of fact, we're going back, yada yada yada. So I asked her. I said, do you think black folks have made any progress? So she said, well, because she's 81, right? And I said, and in your 81 years, you've been around a while. So she says, well, I think black folks have made. She said they've made a little bit of progress. So we kind of focused in. So I said, as far as business ownership, I said, do you think more blacks own businesses now, or they owned them previously? And she said she didn't think blacks folk owned as many businesses, just like the doctor said. You guys, she didn't think as many black folk owned businesses as in the past. So I go to my computer with her on the phone, and I'm gonna show that she don't know what the hell she talking about, right? So I look for, matter of fact, I went over some of the people that I know and some of the people that she knows that own businesses. And I was trying to get her to see that there are a lot more people own businesses, black people, than you realize. So I go to the good old computer, go to Google, and I type in percent of black percent of businesses in Pittsburgh that are black owned, right? Well, I have to tell you guys, I didn't find the answer that I was looking for. They were like 1 to 2% of all of the businesses in Pittsburgh are black owned. I'm thinking, damn. So then I got to find the answer I want, right? Aaron, he knows about this, right? Trying to find the answer I want. So I go back.
Hold on, now.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm talking about what you would say about me. How I'm trying to sometimes maybe try to find the answer I want. And so this is you're right.
Okay,
yeah. And in this case, you're right. So I go back, and I'm like, Pittsburgh is in Allegheny County. So hell, Pittsburgh, man. I mean, Pittsburgh ain't all that happening in Pittsburgh itself. So I said, let me do Allegheny County. I'm still trying to find the numbers I want, right? I'll be damned. I look up Allegheny County, and do you think it was much better? You think? No. That black business ownership in Allegheny County in Pennsylvania is almost null and void practically. There's not that many. It doesn't seem to be that many. So I had to give my sister props and say, you know what, sis, she helped me, because what that did for me was it helped me realize that our reality, and I should have known this, but our reality has more to do with our reality than what's out there. You follow what I'm saying? So what my sister was actually living, that's really her reality. That's what she's actually seeing. And for her, it's true. And it is true. But for the United States of America, that's not the real reality. So my assistant here, she looked up this thing with ownership, right? She said, so it says over the past 50 years, the national black home ownership rate in the U.S. has hovered. It says it's hovered between 41% to 49%, showing little long-term progress. Starting at roughly 41.6% in 1970, it peaked nearly 49.4% in 2004. During the 2000s housing bubble, before dropping back down and resting around 44 to 45%. So on that one, it does appear that black home ownership has decreased as of 2020. It did decrease. So I think it was Jackie that said that.
Correct, I did.
Yeah,
It rebounded, and it lies stagnant. It went back down. Actually, it's 41 to 42% between 2007 2016 because of them bad loans.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a rebound 2020 to 2020 to present, and it's back around like 44 to 45% right now.
Right. You're right. And that's what I'm looking at right here. That's what it's saying. You're absolutely right in 2026. And it says, though it's a persistent 27 to 30 percentage point gap. I'm bringing in white race again, but it's a 20 to.
No, I get it.
Yeah. So we're still behind. And as you said, we're not where we were. So on that issue, I gotta give you points on that one. Okay. So Jackie, were you finished on the points that you were making about some of the progress we made or didn't make?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
We're not passing wealth on and doing the things that can do that.
Okay.
Meaning with insurance. Like there's a lot of us. How many times we've heard, I don't want to make money off my parents passing away. Well, isn't that what the funeral home is doing when they die? They're not giving you that casket at wholesale prices.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making money there. So my point is, we won't go do the things that it will help the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would your life be different if when your parents passed away, even if you don't need the money, that was a $250,000 check there. If you don't need it, put it in a bank, put it in a trust account for your children.
Yeah.
It sets up the next generation. We're not passing that on.
Yeah. And
the
brother
generation gave land.
Yeah, and brother Jackie, you're bringing up another point too. That's something that I've thought about forever. You know, sometimes, and I'm not just gonna say this is just black folk, but I noticed that sometimes when our parents or maybe another relative are having some financial issues, let's say they can't make their mortgage payment, they can't make their car payment, and we have relatives that are in positions to be able to help those people work through that. We don't do it. My thoughts are, and it kind of goes along the lines of what you're talking about. If I go like if my mom owned some property, she was about to get her house repossessed. Why would I let that happen if I'm in a position to help her hold on to that home? Because guess what happened? If things go the way nature goes, my mama's going to pass before me. And this house that's hers now that I'm investing in, there's a chance that that'll probably drop down to me. So I kind of get what you're saying, brother Jackie, and it makes sense from that standpoint. I do think that we do need to start looking more at helping each other out when it comes to that. I agree with that. Okay, brother Aaron, I think you had some points to make too. I think you mentioned the was it the land that you mentioned, or was it Jackie? Now I can't remember.
I mentioned land. I think Aaron said something about land too, but I know I said it.
Okay. But go ahead, brother Aaron. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, brother Aaron? So what do you?
What you say?
Okay. Well,
Aaron, you there?
I don't think there's been
much growth, and this is something that I've listened to Claude Anderson now over the and a lot of things that he said as it related to the economy, as it related to our growth, I absolutely agree with. As far as significant property ownership, and we could start at significant property ownership at 10 acres. Do we know how small amount of property 10 acres is? But truth be told, I can almost guarantee you, if you look at those statistics alone, simply put, it would show that we are well off.
We're what now?
That we are well off. And there's no way you could. This is one of them I would almost care less what a study would show, because I understand how important sharecropping was to us at basically 50, 60 years ago, and the race to actually own land. I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And here's another thing that I think a lot about. I think that we as Black folk, one of the things that we need to start thinking about, we need to pass on to our future generations, is we need to start looking more at home ownership instead of renting or leasing places. We need to start looking at home ownership. I think I've shared this with you guys before. My mom is 101 years old, and her whole life, she has lived in apartments her whole life. Now, just imagine how much money she has invested into those apartments that she could have invested into a home and end up getting something out of it. And like you guys talk about, pass that generational wealth, kind of pass that along. I really think that more of us need to start looking at that and passing that on to our kids, to our future generations. Look into home ownership. It's not that hard. And I think that's been the problem. A lot of us think that it takes a ton of money to get into a house, but if we plan for it, prepare for it, it's not as bad as what we might think. But anyway, I'm sorry. You had something else you wanted to
No,
add?
you're right. It doesn't take a bunch of money. But the issue comes in, we want a lot of us, and I say a lot of us, we won't go ask the questions, and we won't go educate ourselves on what it takes for said home ownership. We won't do that. We won't. Even when you're younger, and you're being told, and I was a victim of this, go invest $50 a month, which is $600 a year. Go invest $50 a month into a mutual fund, or $100 a month into a mutual fund. Long-term goal. Just put it in there and forget it. Set it and forget it. A lot of times we believe that I'm giving money away. Not I'm keeping my own money and generating, in a sense, another stream of income. We have it messed up in our head. And I don't, and for whatever reason, we won't either go educate ourselves or we won't act upon it once we get the knowledge. So we think it's going to take something away from us. It's almost like, I don't know, there's a block there, because I've had these conversations numerous times. It's like it's a block. We got no problem going to the club, buying alcohol, doing that right there. But we got a problem putting $100 in the mutual fund. We all got a problem spending $100 a month on life insurance.
Yeah.
But we'll buy a car with $1,000 a month car note and got no problem doing it at all.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
The things that give us instant gratification, of course, we are every other nationality, profit.
We are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not going to deviate too far into that.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right. We that instant gratification thing, like you was talking about the car and the rest of it. It's all true. We don't think about sacrificing a little now, and think about how better off we'll be later on. We're just go ahead, brother.
You just said the word right there. That you just said the word that pushes people to the other side of the field.
Okay.
The word sacrifice.
Right.
The word sacrifice.
Right.
It drums up fear. Why do I have to sacrifice anything?
Right. Right.
Okay, I want to say I want to say this too. What about for those that don't really know about it? Like, are for those that do know about it in the black community, they charging us to get the information.
And,
Right. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why they're charging. It's simple. Because if you don't show an interest in it, that you're really caring about it, you're not gonna grab the information. You're not gonna do anything with the information. But if you pay for it, just like that college degree, you paying for that degree, I bet you go to class.
yeah. And,
I bet you go to class.
and I'll tell you, Alicia, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you to a degree that a lot of times we don't know what we don't know. But as Jackie is saying, though, there is also a lot of times we're told some things, and at the time, because we don't think they're going to be applicable to us, we kind of blow them off. I can remember a guy, Mr. Wilson, Arbery Wilson. I'm not going to tell you how long ago this was, but at Westinghouse High School, he was our horticulture teacher. I didn't even know what the hell horticulture meant, but he was our horticulture teacher. And so he was teaching us about home ownership and plants, trees and all these flowers and all this other stuff. Here I am in high school, 16, 17 years old. Owning a home ain't even on my radar. But Mr. Wilson, he told us. I remember this guy. He told us. I know Mr. Wilson's dead now, but he told us. I remember like it was yesterday. He said, you guys right now, he said, y'all ain't listening. Y'all ain't paying attention. He said, but one day some of y'all going to own homes and you're going to regret not listening. That man, let me tell you something. I'm a homeowner. I've been a homeowner for a while. And I could have used that information that he was trying to teach us. I had to hire gardeners because there are certain things I didn't know about plants and horticulture. So Alicia, in response to what you're saying, I agree with you to an extent that a lot of us, this type of information is not reinforced. It needs to be, not only does it need to be told to us, we need to reinforce it. We need to, teach our kids. Like my daughter, Nikki, she owns a home. Okay, she owns a home because that's something that she saw from her parents, is home ownership. All right. And so she went ahead and she followed suit, and at a young age she bought a house. I see other black parents, same thing. I got a coworker who, same thing. Her daughter, I remember her daughter when she was in grade school, high school. Now her daughter, I'm not gonna say, but she's doing really, really well. But it had to do with her mother telling her stuff, teaching her stuff, and reinforcing that. So, Alicia, you're pointing out a very, 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 very good point. We do need more of that. And what Jackie was saying about some of us pass this information on for pay, that's true. But there's a lot of us that will pass it on for free. Just like right now, we're on this podcast. I hate to say it, but you already know this. We got a handful of listeners. We got a handful of listeners. But the things that we're talking about right now, like just with this home ownership, generational wealth, the things that we're talking about, they're important things. But there's a ton of people that's not going to listen to it. They're not going to pass it on. They're not going to take it to heart. So it's just going to fall away to the wayside. But you're right, Alicia. We need to do more of that. Also, what I suggest is look at people. This is one of the things I've done in my life. I've looked at people that were successful. I don't care what race they were, but I looked at what they were doing and I learned from them. They told me whether it's black, white, green, yellow, it didn't matter. But they told, like what Jackie was saying earlier about investments. Kind of early on, well, not too early on. I was probably in my 30s, but someone talked to me about investing. I had no idea about investing in stocks and mutual funds and the rest of that stuff. But I could see the type of life that these people were leading, and it made sense to me. And like Jackie was saying, you don't have to invest a ton of money. You're going out here buying these cars, making $600, $700, $800 car payments a month. Get you a little hoopty or whatever until you can afford. Look, Jackie, you may not remember this, brother, but when I first got out of the Air Force, I didn't have a lot of money. I had barely any money. I had an old
You didn't have what now?
I didn't have any money, hardly any money. I had this old BMW. And when I say old, don't let that word BMW fool you, because it was
No,
old.
no.
Anybody could.
That old one, them old school.
Yeah, it was a white one. And I drove that thing until I could afford something a little bit better, and so on and so on and so on and so on. But I learned that through other people. Other people shared that type of information with me. So, but Alicia, you hit on a really good point. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys.
I'm gonna say something. The football player, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
He did a video, I think a couple years ago, and I think the rookie, when he was with the I think it was with Seattle, when he had a father come to the facility, and he had a jeweler come to the facility. And he had the guys, young guys, 24, 25-year olds, they wanted all this jewelry. And he said, that's fine. But the check that you're gonna write for the jeweler, you go write that same amount to the financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many of them guys pushed back on it?
Mm-hmm.
You got no problem writing a check for $100 around your neck and on your wrist and all that, which is, I ain't got a problem with. Y'all make it.
Right.
But write the same check for the financial advisor.
Right.
He was teaching a lesson right there.
Right.
Like, bro, be willing to invest in yourself. Because the jewelry ain't gonna that value, that jewelry's not gonna last for the most part.
Right. Right.
Unless it's gold. Diamonds really don't last. Gold does though. Now if you're buying gold, that's an investment also. But my point is, if you're willing to invest this much in looking good, go invest the same amount in being good.
Right.
Long term.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, some other things you want? Go ahead.
I think it's hard for us to. It's hard for people to see that though. That you're really investing in yourself, not just to look good. You're investing in yourself along down the road.
Yeah. See, I think people don't realize. I think that people don't realize that if things go according to plan, if you look at the age expectancy today, there's a good chance you're going to end up living to be at least into your 70s. The average person, right? Right. And I don't think people think about that, especially when you're in your teens, your early 20s, your 30s, your 40s. I think a lot of people don't think about that. Truthfully, I'll be honest with you. When I was in my teens and 20s, I didn't think about being 60 or 70 either. But there did come a time where I thought about that because I was watching these other people. I saw some of these people that were in their 60s and 70s, and they were doing very, very poorly. And I had to figure out, well, what happened? What happened? And what happened was they didn't prepare to be 60, 70, or 80. So, or even 40 or 50. You know what I mean? So that's what we got to think about. So we need to start thinking about and watching other people and listen to other people. Ask other people. You see some folks that seem like they're doing okay. Ask them if they can share with you some of the things that made them successful. Ask them if But anyway, go ahead, guys. Anything else, Alicia? As far as um, uh, uh, do you think that blacks are progressing or not progressing, and why?
I believe it has. I believe it has to be. It has to be a shift early in life.
Yes.
Like, let's take our children. They like wearing Nike. Before I buy you a pair of Jordans, let me go get you some stock in Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how to follow that trend. Let me show you how to do some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
On top of teaching character and being a good person.
Right.
Those things are all fine and dandy.
Mm-hmm.
But let me give you a skill set. But what that does though, and what I think a lot of parents don't do, it forces me to have to go learn it to be able to teach.
Right.
And I think that's part of that gap there. I mean, I got to go sit down. I got to go burn the midnight oil
Right.
to be able to teach you this right here. That means I got to have my stuff together. I can't be, for lack of phrase, I can't do hot girl summers. Can't do all these boys trips. No, I got to sit down and focus on the things I need to focus on, which is a term I use, which is it's coined as a negative, and that's mind your business. Now we've coined that as a negative term, but no, bro, mind your business, your personal business, your financial business, your career business, your family business. Mind your business.
Right.
It's not a negative. Go focus on the things that are important in your life, and that's going to move the needle forward. Whether it be a business you're starting, or just you and your family, or yourself.
Right. All right. Okay. Let's get back to Dr. Anderson here real quick here. One of the things he also said was that the only blacks in America that are progressing are those that are locked into a vein. And he says locked into a vein called entertainers. And so he says if you are running with a ball, singing, telling jokes, he said you are safe, and telling white folks you aren't going to do anything for black folks. How many of you guys agree with that? That a lot of these most of the successful people are ball players, singers, telling jokes, and that type of thing. Those are the mostly who our successful black folks are. Do you guys agree with that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, because it can't be, because that's a extremely small percentage of us in this country.
Yes.
That even make it to the league.
Yes.
So they can't be the majority.
Right.
But I think what he was trying to say, the powers that be, as long as you're in that vein, you're accepted over there.
Mm-hmm.
You're accepted running a baseball. Or running a basketball or football on baseball, whatever the case may be. You're accepted being an entertainer, but you're not accepted because you're a threat if you're in the business world.
Go ahead, brother.
Once you start touching the business world, then all of a sudden you're gonna find out where all the bodies are buried.
Mm-hmm.
What was the movie with the two brothers that bought the bank? Yeah.
Somebody hold up a second, Jackie. Somebody need to mute, okay? Because you're making background noise. Sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
I forgot the movie with the brothers that with Samuel Jackson, and I forgot the other actor that bought that bank. That was based off a true story.
Hey, there. Speaking of buying a bank, I just saw in the news where there was two brothers. They merged two banks. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. This just happened recently. But go ahead.
No, but once you start understanding the way dollars move in this country, all of a sudden you start figuring out you can take that information back to your community. And all of a sudden you realize, right, there's been a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors going on. Now you know where all the bodies are buried. Once you understand the way dollars move around in this country,
mm-hmm.
how that works. Mm-hmm. It's a threat. A lot of times it's a threat.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, re-looking at this statement by Dr. Anderson, if you're running with the ball, singing, telling jokes, blah, blah, blah. See, and that's, I think he keyed on another reason that we're having issues. A lot of these youth, they're focused, they're concentrating on running that ball, shooting that ball, singing, telling. That's what they're really concentrating on. And I think you hit on it a little earlier, Jackie. There's a very, 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 very small percentage of them that's going to make it in those areas. Very small.
Look how much ridicule Charles Barkley took when he dropped that commercial back in 1993. Like, I'm not a role model. Mm-hmm. You know the ridicule he took from that?
I remember that.
He said, I'm not a role model. How does me playing a basketball have a big influence on your children than you do, and you're in that house with them every day?
Right.
I shouldn't have that kind of influence on your child, and you're feeding them every day.
Yep, you're right.
He took all kind of ridicule for that because it was taken out of context.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's something else that we need to concentrate on with our kids. I mean, if our kids have some kind of natural ability and you want to go ahead and foster that natural ability, that's one thing. And if they happen to be lucky enough, skilled enough to go ahead and be successful, that's another thing. But the odds are so against them, and we need to recognize that, and we need to make sure that they get that information. You need to concentrate on something else that's probably going to be more likely for you as far as you being successful in a career. But anyway, yeah. So that's another issue that we have.
It is easier. It's easier. It would be easier to go become a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner than it is to make it to the NBA, NFL, or Major League Baseball.
You know, and that's such an important statement. But you know how many people probably don't believe you. But you're right.
A lot of us won't believe.
Yeah, you're absolutely right in what you're saying. You're absolutely right. Okay.
Only 1% of Division I athletes make it to. It's less than 1% that make it.
Yeah.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, and
I think I know got a kid that's great.
Yeah.
Every parent I know that got a kid that plays sports said my kid is the best.
Yeah. And imagine, and I think you said Division I, but imagine the number don't even make it to Division I.
That's my point.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. I know
95% of them are going to fail. 95% of them are going to fail along the way.
Right.
Almost, no, actually more than that.
Right. Another thing Dr. Anderson had said about these athletes and these entertainers, he was saying that he had made the statement that they don't, that the white man knows that they ain't going to help other black folk. And I did some research on that. Most of these folks that make it, these black folk, they do reach back. They help out. I looked up Oprah, the things that she did, and Michael Jordan, Tyler Perry, Barack Obama, Beyonce, Kevin. I mean, there's a bunch of them, and I think I sent you guys a link to some other folks that they do reach back into the community to help out. So I don't agree with him there where he said that they don't help out. Let's see here. Oh, and I needed to stir it up a little bit, but all of those other folks that reach back in the community, they really do stuff. There's things that they do. Some of those people that I mentioned, and so I had to get a little rile out of you, Brother Jackie, and so I made this little statement here. Guess what Charles and White does for the black community? Well, what does Charles and White do for the black community, Brother Jackie?
What you mean? What do you do?
Yeah, what does he? Now, like Oprah, what Oprah does? Oprah, she has she's made major donations to HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, funded Black History museums, media representation. Michael Jordan, he primarily passed on his black community a 10-year, $100 million initiative, significant healthcare investments, landmark. Tyler Perry helped, blah blah blah. Barack Obama community through running mentorship initiative, funding local programs, building. I mean, they're all doing stuff. So my question to you again was, what is Charles and White doing for the black community?
White was arguing in front. Charleston White was arguing in front of the court system to take the light to lighten these sentences for these children that they're trying to give life in jail to. When he was doing all of that, no one heard him.
Mm-hmm.
When he was doing that, everybody was quiet.
Right, and Oprah ain't no different because Oprah ain't stepped up to the plate about these missing girls in her school in Africa.
Right, and she just made an announcement that she's closing that school after 20 years. So her hand is just as dirty. Let's stop playing with this. Tyler Perry's hand is not clean.
What? What?
Of course they gotta
People
give,
throw money.
of course they
People
gotta give
throw
it
money.
because they know what their taxes are every year.
People
What?
throw money.
What?
People like that throw money so they can divert away from what the real issues are.
Oh my
Who they really are.
goodness. My good.
Cause guess what? Yes, I don't guess what? The black community, most of the black community.
Trying to be an Oprah, he never came out with it. He said when he was trying to help the community, just like they're against him now by how he speaks, it's the same thing he was getting when he was going to the White House. The same stuff he was getting when he was calling out some of these entertainers for some of the things that they were allowing these young kids to do.
When Charleston White was calling out rappers, I didn't hear you. When he was talking about gangbangers, when he was talking about that gangbangers are the most detrimental thing to the black community, nobody said anything. And he came to the internet with that message. He came to the internet talking, going up in broad on daylight, going up against these so-called gangs. You ain't that tough. You are degenerate. That was Charleston White's message when he first came to the internet.
Well, I guess this is my whole thing. If I had a choice, this is just me. I don't know what, this is just me. If I had to select someone that I'm going to give an award to for helping the black community. That's just me. If I'm going to,
if they're not the Oprah and Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Here's what
I'm
gonna give it to.
Tyler Perry because when Tyler Perry got to where he was at, let's be real, he started paying all your actors that was already getting paid. Who was already in the game. He did bring something up, but it.
Okay.
But don't get it twisted. I know, I've read about his story, so I'm not taking away from him, but, a lot of these blacks who say, I'm here to help the community, bro, they're not really doing that. They're not putting off, they're not going back in. And then even to get involved in any of it, they make it so hard.
This is what Claude Anderson was talking about. Once you get to the level of an Oprah, a Tyler Perry, a Jay-Z, you can't speak up for the black community at that point. You can't speak up for what's going on in the black community at that point. Because now you're going to get canceled. They're going to stop dealing with you. You're going to be a distant memory. That's what he's saying.
Okay, so
you gotta go get in bed with him. You got to go get in bed with him.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
That's why you can't talk up against him.
So Alicia, this kind of references the comment or the question you made a little earlier about how do people know and yada yada yada. Let me explain something to you guys. Let me explain something to you guys. It doesn't help you if someone is giving you some information that's truthful and relevant, and you blow it off. You would rather, the question I was going to ask you is, for me, if I had a choice between someone that's talking like Charleston White or someone who's actually doing stuff like Barack, Michelle, Tyler Perry, Oprah, these are people who are actually doing stuff. They have done stuff. I think somebody said that she's closing this school down after 20 years in Africa. So for 20 years, she had this school going on in Africa. She did that. She didn't talk. She did it. That's just me. This is what I've learned. I can either go with what people are talking about, or I can go with what people are doing. Me personally, I choose to go with what people are doing, what I can see. Okay?
That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem.
That's a problem?
Yes, it's part of the problem. And what I mean by that is this. When you say I'm gonna look what I can see people doing, what's the reason why she started the school in the first place?
I don't care. Look. I don't care why she started it. What difference does it make? She was helping people. She helped people. Who cares? She helped people. She had a guilty conscience
Okay.
because whatever. She did it.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do I care why
So we
she
don't
did it?
even. So we shouldn't demand more of us from us.
What do you mean? I don't understand,
We
brother.
shouldn't demand more.
What do you mean?
We shouldn't demand that your values are lining up some kind of way.
Now, are you talking about Oprah's values? Are you talking about Oprah's
I'm 100% talking about Oprah value.
Well, okay, so explain to me.
Yes.
Explain to me how Oprah's values has
Oprah
harmed the
has a
black
problem
community.
with black men.
What was
Oprah
that?
has a problem with black men, and we know that. We know that.
What? Oprah? Did you say
Oprah has a
Oprah?
problem
Did you
with
say
black
Oprah?
men.
Oprah has a problem with black men.
With black men.
What's
Absolutely.
this man that's been in her life for the last 50 years? What's his name? What's that boy's name?
Matter of fact,
What?
Stedman.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. So you
Thomas
do
Stedman.
know this. I think he's a black man.
Oprah got a problem with black men. The movie Color Purple told you she got a problem with black men.
That was a movie, brother.
That was a movie that discouraged black men. We're not gonna play that game.
But it was a
It made
movie.
Danny Glover look like the worst of the worst. Matter of fact, do you remember the campaign that was started when Oprah tried to, when she went to release that movie in '87 or '86?
Are
Do
you?
understand that was a campaign for her not to release that movie?
Are you kidding me?
Because of the way it made black men look.
You're going to talk about Oprah because of a character she played in a movie.
I can't stand Oprah Winfrey. I don't give a shit about Oprah Winfrey. I can tell you that up front.
You know what? We're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do a segment on why you guys have a problem with successful black people.
I don't have a problem with successful black people.
Yes, you do.
It's what you gave up to get to. It's
Yes,
what you gave up to get that.
Yes,
success.
you do.
And then you don't.
You have a problem with successful people, but you don't have a problem with somebody like Charleston White. I don't get that.
I never said I 100% agree with Charleston White. This is what I agree with. Why I like Charleston White. I agree with somebody that's gonna stand on business and call it the way it is. Oprah doesn't do that. Tyler Perry don't do that.
My God, my goodness. I love you guys, but what you're doing is you're exemplifying a big part of our problem. You're exemplifying a big part of our problem. It's right in front of you. It's right in.
It don't mean.
Look.
Just because you made it don't mean that
it's
you
right.
align with it.
It's right. It's right in front of you. A man like a Barack Obama, a black man, right? Black wife, black kids, successful president. Let me finish. 8 years president of the United States, going down in history as he's always in the top 10 best presidents we've ever had. Always, whenever people rate him, look it up. And y'all have a problem with him? I don't get that.
Rock, listen to what I said.
Listen, I'm listening.
You've not heard me say I have a problem. You've not heard me say I have a problem with Barack Obama. I have a problem with some of his policies while he was in office. I commend him for what he did. Matter of fact, I always thought that they were what a president and first lady should look like. I said that from day one. But I can also criticize the way some of the shit he did while in office. I don't have to go along with everything because the person is successful.
Let me explain something to you, brother. I have yet to hear you criticize Charleston for anything.
Charleston went to jail for killing someone.
Yeah, but I haven't heard you criticize him for that.
I don't have to criticize him.
But you can criticize Barack for his policies. But you can criticize him. See, and that's my problem. You guys, and I say you guys, you have a tendency to criticize successful black people. I do not understand. I just don't understand it. There's nobody that's perfect. There's nobody. Oprah's not perfect. Tyler Perry's not perfect. Not by Beyonce. None of them are perfect. But when you take them on the whole, when you take a look at their lives, I have no idea why we have a fault with that. And the things they have to deal with. You talk about Oprah and the movie she played. What do you think? Oprah, look, I'm going to try to be as nice as I can. But Oprah was not like a Beyonce when she was in the movie thing. She was not the most attractive woman. So based upon that, the fact that she was black, imagine all of the stuff that she had to go through to get to where she got to. Don't we give her credit for that?
No one is credit. Guess what? I don't have to give her credit. She got the success that showed that she overcame it.
Yeah, but you guys are bad mouthing that. You, Alicia, y'all bad mouthing that.
This is my issue. And it's kind of like when you're talking to some of these women. Before I criticize you, I gotta sit here and give you a disclaimer to say everything that you're doing good before I call you out on your bullshit. I'm not doing that. There's been rumors about Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and what's the other director, McDaniel, whatever his name is, about the shit that they do behind the scenes.
Brother, please.
Brother,
please. Is this the guy? Is this the guy who voted for Donald Trump? Is this the? Wait a minute. All no. You do agree. You voted for him. You voted for him.
That don't mean I agree with that. No.
You voted for him. Let me finish. No, let me finish. You voted for him over Kamala Harris. Think about that. You voted for him over Kamala Harris.
You're right. And I'll do it again.
Absolutely. Me too.
I'll do it again.
You see what I'm saying?
I would never vote for Kamala Harris.
You see what I'm saying? All right, Alicia, play the baby. Let's Alicia, please share with us. Why wouldn't you vote for Kamala Harris?
Why would I want someone over making plays and laws about my children who have no children? Like, she was okay with your child going to school, your boy going to school saying he want to be a girl.
Who said that? Baby, see, this is the problem. No, she did not say that.
Definitely okay with it.
No, she did not say that.
Definitely okay with it.
But she did not say that. She did not say she was okay with a boy going to school. She did not say that.
With the law, with that. There was plenty of things it's been a while ago. Kamala was okay with it. And that was my issue with Kamala Harris.
I'm telling you, see again, let's go back. Let's go back. Here's someone trying to tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Kamala did not say she was okay with that. And I'll tell you what,
okay.
You find where Kamala said she was okay with that.
Well, she was okay with the law. What are you talking about?
With what law?
She was okay with the law that dropped in California.
What law?
The law that dropped stating, I can't give you, look, you gotta go Google that yourself. But
no. You're the one. No. Just tell me what the law was concerning. You don't have to be all for everything, but tell me what law it was what it was concerning.
With your child going to school stating that they didn't have to go to tell the parent if they didn't choose to say they were a boy or girl.
That's not true, baby. Like I said, do me a favor.
Yes, it is.
No,
true.
do me a favor.
Yes,
do me a favor. Just find me. Look.
You just don't know about it.
Okay, you're right. I don't.
I don't know about it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know about it. So you can help me. Verify it with me. Provide me through email, text on this show. Please provide me with verification of what you're saying about Kamala Harris. Okay. All right. So again, here we go. Out of all, and I know we all trying to do this, and I'm gonna let it out. Out of all of the shit that Donald Trump has done, and all of the shit that Donald Trump is doing now, you folks are telling me that you would vote for Donald Trump now over Kamala Harris.
100%.
Absolutely. I would do it again. And I didn't vote for neither one, but I would vote for Trump.
My goodness. my goodness. Well, I appreciate you guys' honesty. I appreciate your feedback. And this is what this podcast is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be showing differences of opinion, because basically that's what we're doing here. These are just opinions. We throw some facts in when we can. But this is where we're at right now. That we have two sides. We have one side who says that I'm kind of okay with reason, right? And the other side basically saying we're not okay with reason, because I have no idea how y'all can say that Donald Trump is all about reasoning, because he's not. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's done got us into this crazy ass war. 1 minute he says it's just an excursion. Next minute, he says it's a war. Next minute, he says it's going to be over in 2 weeks. All right. Next week, he says this reflecting pool, somebody damaged it. Vandals damaged it. Had his attorney general bring charges against the guy. Had to drop him because they had no evidence. He constantly lies. I mean, matter of fact, I tell you what we'll do, if y'all don't mind. Next week, we'll do a podcast on Donald Trump. So we'll do it this way. I will come on my own, and I'm going to state the case why Donald Trump is a terrible human being, why he's a terrible president. I will state that. You guys do me a favor, and you state why he's not. Can we do that?
All right.
You said
Yeah, I said that next week, what we'll do, we're going to talk about Donald Trump next week. I'm going to come and I'm going to talk about how much of a terrible person he is. He's a terrible president. He's a liar. He's a poor example of a human being. That's what I'm going to do. And you guys, I'll tell you what you do. Let's do it this way then. You can either do both or either one. Defend Donald Trump and say the same things about Kamala Harris. Give me what you got about Kamala Harris. What about that? What do we do? Can we do that next week?
We don't have anything on her. That's a bad example. We don't have anything on her because she didn't get elected.
Wait a minute.
But her policy record, it definitely directly supports the principle of protecting a student's right to keep their gender identity private at school. And that meant even against the parents. Kamala Harris was okay with that.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait a minute. You
with
twisted something. You twisted something. You said keep their gender private at school. You didn't say at home.
No, that law that Elise is talking about, that policy is if your child goes to school and your male child and wants to identify as a girl, that school is under no obligation to tell you anything as a parent.
And I have a problem with that. It's cool for you to know. It's cool for you to know about this with my child.
But the parents don't.
You don't feel. But I as a parent, it's like. I mean, first of all, when we sign birth certificates and stuff with these kids, we lost a lot of rights with our children. Okay.
Thank you.
And it even furthermore shows us this right now with our children being in the school system.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me make something clear. Let me make something clear right now. I personally believe that your gender is what you're born with. If you were born a boy, you're a boy. If you were born a girl, you're a girl. I don't care what nobody say. That's my thought. I don't care what the schools say. I don't care what the parents say.
That's not what the Democrats are pushing. That's the point.
The Democrats aren't pushing.
Not what the Democrats are pushing.
No, they're
the
not.
Democrats are pushing that point.
No.
That's what they are pushing.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yes, they are.
They're not pushing that. Here's what they're pushing. Yeah. Here's what they're pushing. Here's what they're pushing. Stay out of my business. That's what they're pushing. That's all they're pushing. They're just pushing. Yeah, they're just pushing. Stay out of my business. That's all. To me, that's all they're pushing.
That's not true.
The Republicans, they all in your business, trying to tell you what you need to be doing with your child and so on and so on and so on. And all the Democrats are saying, just let these parents handle that. That's all they're saying.
That's not true.
Okay.
The Democrats, the Republicans are known for smaller government. They want the government out of your personal business.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Democrats are the ones that follow these damn social programs.
Are you kidding me, Jackie? Jackie, with President Trump right now. No, Jackie. Come on, brother. Are you kidding me what the Republicans and Democrats, Republicans and Trump is doing right now? Are you kidding me?
It's not the Republican side of the house. It's not the Republican side of the house.
Are you kidding me?
The Republicans always been for.
They're taking books out of schools. They taking books out of schools. They controlling what you read, what the information. Come on now, brother. They all in our lives.
Let the Democrats fight that fight instead of sitting there talking about my girl can be a boy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and end this right now, but we'll pick it up next week if you guys are up to this. Like I said, I'm gonna bring it on Donald Trump and why he's a terrible human being. He's a terrible president, and it's, to me, it says a lot for folk that don't see that. And you elect him to lead our country versus Kamala Harris. Y'all bring what y'all got on Kamala. Y'all bring what you got on her. And it sounds like the only thing y'all got is this thing about the one thing about this child thing. I think that's all y'all say y'all got, as far as I can tell.
No, that's what we mentioned today. Let's be real. And it ain't, I mean, she just ran for president. You
Right.
know, she was Joe Biden, you know, and the thing is, we could go to about Joe Biden. Like, there's a lot of things that, you know, he did, a lot of things that Kamala was right there, you know, right there with. Like, I just don't feel a woman should be president anyway.
Okay, so there you go, baby. See, so let's do it that way. There you go, right there. Now that's a big difference. Just simply saying,
I still don't know what I said.
No, but I'm just saying, for me, that means more to me what you just said than bringing up these other excuses, because those are excuses. I can acknowledge what you said about. I can acknowledge what you said about. I can acknowledge what you said about not wanting a woman president. I get that. I can't argue with that, right? I can't, because that's your feelings, that's your thoughts. I can't argue with that. But when you start talking about this other stuff that's not factual, then we can argue about that. So, like I said, next week.
Pop, it is factual. I'm going to send you some stuff.
Okay, please do that.
He's okay with it.
Yeah, please do that, Alicia. Because again, there's stuff I don't know, so I can learn, and I appreciate that. But I tell you what we're going to do, guys. I think we lost Brother Aaron, or I don't know what happened to Brother Aaron. We did. Oh, okay. He's gonna be mad because he done missed out of this, because I know there's things that he wanted to address. But next week, if it's okay with you guys, we'll go ahead and do that. Like I said, I'm going to come loaded for bear, talking about Trump and why I think, like I said, he's a terrible human being, a terrible person, just the worst. He's constantly rated as the worst president in history twice. But anyway, any last comments?
Let's say that again now. The last part.
About Trump, he's been rated the worst president twice. He was rated the worst his first term. Okay. He's rated the worst now.
Okay.
But any last comments? Any last comments?
I still vote for him today. I still vote for him to this day.
Okay.
I don't see how Kamala Harris would have been better. I don't. But that's neither here nor there. I think, going back to what this initial conversation, what we initially spoke about today, us in the Black community, we got to do more.
Right.
We got to move more to move the needle. We get wrapped up in who's in office as opposed to what we need to be doing day to day to make our lives better.
Okay.
There are too many other races out here that don't really care about who's in office. I got to work. I have to do the work. Whatever that is, I got to go do it, regardless of who's sitting in office.
I agree that we do need to take more responsibility, take more actions for where we are and what we're doing. I agree with that. I can't argue with that.
Okay, let me say one thing. Nuki, I got to disagree with one thing you said. When you said there's too many other races out here that doesn't care about what color is in the office.
Who's in office?
Okay. So if we're talking about color, like the mass of
I wasn't talking about color. I wasn't talking about color.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Only thing what I was saying was there's too many other races out here that they're not worried about who's in office. They are worried about what I got to do regardless of who's in office.
All right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Not for the color thing. It wasn't the color thing at all.
Okay, got you.
Okay. All right then, guys. We're going to go ahead and bring this one to an end. Unless you got anything you want to say at the end, Alicia, any last comments?
No, I look forward to
next week.
Getting under your skin next week.
I love it. All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We're going to go ahead and sign off.
All right, all right.
Later. Begin fact check edit. Alicia said Oprah Winfrey was not checking on missing students in her school in Africa. There are no missing students or any form of human trafficking going on in Oprah Winfrey's school in Africa. These are just online rumors, and they're not true. Another fact check. Alicia and Jackie said Kamala Harris was in support of the California Safety Act, which prohibits school districts and local educational agencies from requiring teachers or staff to disclose a student's sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression at school to parents without the student's consent. The law does not prevent a teacher from informing the parent if the teacher chooses to inform the parent. Kamala Harris has not publicly issued an official statement or personal stance one way or the other regarding California's Safety Act. In the fact check.